Hi everybody, my name is Jo with Jo Wise Leadership, and today we're having a talk about respecting your energy. So I'm just going to go onto my page and share with a couple of my groups while a couple of people come on. Whoa. Okay, I'm not sure what I just did, but I shared it with something weird. Anyway, that's cool. Okay, respecting your energy. Alrighty. So we are off and ready to go. So hi, thank you for people that are joining me. Numbers are going up and I can see a couple of names. Hi Nat, how you going? I will just dispose of this computer. All right, so today we're going to talk about three things. First is my new website's up, so please feel free to take a look at that. It's jowiseleadership.com and it's looking pretty funky, so it'd be awesome if you could have a look. The second thing is on that website, if you pop in your details, I will send you a report. And in that report is all about how you can really boost a whole bunch of your energy and get rid of a lot of your energy wasters throughout the week at work, particularly around like your communication and where currently you're probably spending a fair bit of energy that's not helping you. So it's like a 40-page report. It's based on a concept around the 4 behaviors, which is something that I'm a bit of an expert in. I've become a bit of an expert in over the years, and have a great read of that because it really helps you with a lot of concepts around boosting your energy at work, getting rid of a lot of the energy suckers that you're probably spending your time on and conversations in and wasting a bit of your time sort of with the wrong approaches and stuff. So that's really cool. And the third thing, of course, is we're going to be speaking about respecting your energy today. So hi Leonie, nice to see you. So what is respecting your energy all about? Well, it is about making the best of your best, I think is probably the best way of saying it. Hi Nancy, lovely to see you this morning. When we are using our energy to the best and not wasting our energy, obviously it allows us to be our best. And you know, we're women in leadership, we like to do lots of stuff, we've got high expectations, we're productive, we do all of those things. So what respecting your energy is about getting the best out of you in all of those areas as well. So good morning, it's always lovely to see you too, Nancy, thank you. So yesterday morning I woke up. I've been super productive the last couple of weeks. I think I've mentioned this on Facebook Live before. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I've been doing, and what I'm talking about today is one of those things. And that really has played out in how productive I've been, how passionate, how excited I've been about all of the things that I've actually been doing recently. Hi Sharon, nice to see you. And that's been awesome. So a good few solo weeks, super productive, getting heaps and heaps of stuff out, even getting to the stage with my to-do list where seriously, like last week, there was only probably 2 or 3 things on my to-do list where I didn't get those things ticked off and they were low priority items. So that's pretty amazing. I mean, look at your to-do list. So I've been pretty impressed with that. Now, what's helped me with that is what I'm talking about today is learning how to respect my energy. So yesterday I woke up, so what was it yesterday, Wednesday? Really had a great week this week, and woke up yesterday morning and I was feeling a little sluggish. I was feeling a bit tired, a bit heavy, and really not excited and passionate about getting in there and getting, ticking all my items off and getting all these things done. Actually wasn't feeling that way at all. And my first thing that I would generally do around that is go, okay, well, how am I going to change my state and become the world's most productive, successful woman today and do all of that? And yes, there's a time and a place for that, but yesterday wasn't one of those times, and it certainly wasn't the place. What I allowed myself to do yesterday was to respect my energy and to actually sort of tune into how I was feeling and what my energy was and go with that. So instead of being a super productive woman yesterday, well, I wasn't super productive in the way I thought. What I ended up doing was taking myself to a cafe for a couple of hours in the morning and just doing a bit of writing and, you know, a bit of sort of brain work, but kind of lightly fun brain work that wasn't sucking much of my energy at all. Thank you for all the love. Good morning, Paulina, and hi, Jenny. Nice to see you. So I was feeling quite sluggish yesterday, a bit tired. And look, I know, and I know I've shared Facebook Lives before about how to shift your energy when you're in that state. But there really is many times when it's beneficial for us to respect the energy and to go with it. So that's what I did yesterday. I went to a cafe in the morning and hung out, and when I came back to my studio, I actually did some sort of bits and pieces-y stuff that were really low energy. Did a bit of pottering, still got some things done, but not like massive to creative work or anything like that yesterday. And I just went with it. So what happened then by about lunchtime yesterday is I was feeling okay. I'm just getting a couple of texts to say that Facebook Live's not working. So Pauline and Jenny, are you on? Can you see me right now? I just want to check in. So I'm getting a few loves and a few likes, but not many comments today. So can anybody see me? Pauline, Jenny? Yep, you can see me. Awesome. Thank you so much. Sorry to break in the Facebook Live, but I've just actually had 2 or 3 texts come through in a row that have said I've dropped off. So, okay, I'm going to keep going, and then, you know, maybe I'll edit it or something later and send it out to those people. So, what was I saying was, yeah, so I really went with the energy yesterday, which was lower energy, and I allowed myself to just potter around and do the things that I needed to do. So yesterday afternoon, when I needed to actually go out and have high energy and deliver a training, I was totally able to step into that really authentically, and really own my time on stage that I had yesterday afternoon, which was really cool. So what I found really interesting about what happened yesterday and was for allowing myself to respect my energy, to go with what was going on for me yesterday, and kind of just allow myself to be in low energy for the day. By the time I needed the energy in the afternoon, I was all good to go. But it was really interesting reflecting on that this morning, because in the past, that is totally not what I would have done. If I ever had low energy, or things weren't exactly as I wanted them to be, then I would push and shove and drive and everything to be able to get myself into a place where I'd be able to still deliver and get the results out. But what's really interesting about that is, or not so interesting, but pretty gross actually, is that that's why so many of us end up burning out. And I know a few years ago when I burnt out, that was a massive contributor of that, because I never listened to my body. I never listened to my energy. I never respected my energy. It didn't matter what I was doing or what I was feeling. I would always push through, always push. And of course, that's what leads us to hit the wall. And the same thing happens to a lot of women that I work with. You know, many of the professional women that I work with, the leaders that I work with, are experiencing burnout or are close to burnout or can see it coming really quickly towards them. So respecting your energy is one of those things that will help you deal with that burnout, that exhaustion, that tiredness, and that super busyness that we find ourselves in all of the time. But one of the things, or there's a few things that are going to come up for you. If you turn around and decide, you know, I'm going to start listening to my energy a bit more, I'm going to listen to my body and what it's telling me a little bit more, there's probably a few things that are going to come up for you. Because I know for me, there certainly is. And this didn't play out so well yesterday, which is why I was super excited to be able to share this with you today, because I feel that I've been respecting my energy more for a long period of time now. And now I don't go through all of the crap that comes up when I do that like I used to. So if you decide to, or when you decide to, pay a bit more attention to your energy and the times when you can do that, because some days, of course, we do need to push through, but the more we do that, the quicker it leads us to burnout. So some of the things that are going to come up is the negative self-talk. Okay, now my negative self-talk around this was always the same thing. It was always, you are lazy. Hi Fran, nice to see you. Always, you are lazy. So if ever I wasn't going to have a superwoman productive day that day, and I decided, like I did yesterday, I was going to take it a little bit more easy, then there would be this tape going round and round and round in my head that would be like, see, you're lazy. We always knew you were lazy, and all of that BS that we have. But we've all got some type of negative self-talk going around in our mind at some stage. So just have an awareness of when you decide to start taking, respecting your energy and paying a bit more attention to your energy and working with your natural rhythms of your body a bit more. And then have an awareness of what your negative self-talk is going to be. What's your line that's probably going to come up for you? Because mine is totally lazy. The other thing is you'll probably give yourself a hard time, and obviously self-talks is part of that. There's times when we do have deadlines. There's times when we're committed to do things, and there's times when we need to a certain extent, I guess, push through and to be able to deliver on those. But for me, yesterday, I didn't have any of those deadlines. I've ticked off on massive deadlines over the last few weeks, and particularly this early in this week. So I actually didn't have any massive items to get rid of, to sort of tick off yesterday. So it was a really great day for me to be able to be respectful of my energy and allow myself to go with it. But you're gonna probably at some stage you're gonna give yourself a really hard time about this. So just take a deep breath and remember to be gentle and kind to yourself, because this might be something that's really new for you. So allow yourself to go with that. Another thing that quite often pops up is, and it's all around this negative self-talk stuff, is telling yourself that you should be doing the work, you should be working harder, you should be doing all of those things. And you know what? We're kind of done with shooting all over ourselves, and we know that leads us down a path we're not interested in going. So we can let go all of that as well. Now, the reason I'm telling you about these things that'll pop up is because they're absolutely things that have popped up with me and my clients that are, start to get a bit more in tune with respecting their own energy. And so it's nice to be aware of those things, because then when they pop up, we can be like, that's just my negative self-talk that Joe mentioned. Hers is about being lazy. Mine is just about not committing or not being determined or not whatever it is. Yep. And when we do all of these things, when we give ourselves a hard time, when we allow the negative self-talk to go around and round and round, and we actually pay attention to it, when we are shooting all over ourselves, all of this leads to lack of trust in ourselves. One of the things that my clients would generally say to me at some stage is, I really want to be able to trust myself again. And there's a whole bunch of contributors that lead to us losing trust in ourselves and stop trusting ourselves. But one of the most profound ways and most sort of tangible ways is when we stop listening to our body and listening to our energy. Because when our energy is low, when our body is tired, it is sending us a really clear message that we need to rest, we need to take it easy, we need to stop. And in our world today, generally we just ignore that and push through. So it's really important to start listening to your natural rhythms, when you're tired. And as I said, you're not always going to be able to stop and just take a day off work or, take a trip to Tahiti every single week when you're feeling tired. But what I've noticed is when I'm in a situation where I can, like I could yesterday, take that day, really light day, take it really easy, be super, super respectful of my energy, the more often I do that when I can, the less likely I actually need to do that. You know what I mean? So before, when I was pushing through all of the time, I used to get to Thursday and Friday every single week and be absolutely shattered. And to be honest, sometimes I'd start the week absolutely shattered. But the more that I pay attention, the more, hi Tony, nice to see you, Granddad. The more that I pay attention, the more that I start taking notice of when I'm feeling, really exhausted and quite depleted, and take action around that, or non-action, sit on the couch, have a cup of tea, take myself out for a coffee, do light duties, then the less that I actually need to do that. So it's like a bit of a cycle that we get ourselves into, okay? So how do you do it? How do you actually do this? To respect your energy, some of the main things you need to do is to listen to your body. And I know that sounds a little pink fluffy bunny. I was in delivering corporate training last night to a room full of IT consultants. There's about sort of 12, 15 of them, all male, one female. And it was a couple of things that we were talking about this, about stress, about energy. We ended up talking about affirmations, and they were all just laughing. I'm like, I know this is pink fluffy bunny. So I totally own my pink fluffy bunny. my woo-woo, because this is the stuff that really works. And I've got to say, now I'm shooting into my 40s pretty quickly. I'm actually engaging with the stuff that I feel that works even more. I don't care how woo-woo it is, because it works. So get really clear, listen to your body, listen to what your energy is telling you, because it's sending you a really clear message. And the more that we engage with that and listen to that, and actually do something about it, the less likely we're going to be to hit the wall and to burn out in the future, to end up in depleted, exhausted states more often than not. So it's just about paying attention to yourself and listening. The second thing that it's about is taking a bit of time for you. This is an absolute no-brainer as far as I'm concerned, and it's mandatory item .1, is taking a bit of time for yourself. You know, I'm a busy career woman, I am a leader, I wear a whole bunch of hats, including, you know, girlfriend, mum, doing all of the bits and pieces we do. And it is so important for me to be able to thrive. I must take time for myself. That plays out for me in having a bath a couple of times a week. And that is like door closed, candles on, lights dimmed sort of stuff. Like a proper bath. Taking myself a coffee, going for walks, doing my exercise, doing all of that sort of stuff, but having time to myself. Sitting my butt on the couch and not doing anything else. No phone, no books, just chilling out there. So you would have some things that you like to do, taking time for yourself. And so remember what they are, tune into them and actually do them. Even if you do take a bit of time to yourself once a week to start with, and you'll notice the difference that'll make. The other thing is being kind to yourself. Really being kind to yourself and gentle with yourself. When you do get sick or get tired, take some time and be gentle with yourself around that. You know, an analogy that I use quite often is your mobile phone. And this is interesting because this happened to me yesterday. I actually didn't charge my phone throughout the day yesterday, and by the time I got into the city to deliver my training, my phone was on 1%. And I was sitting there on the train, absolutely still texting and emailing, and there was a woman I was in an email conversation with, and I said, look, if I don't reply to you, it's because my phone's currently on 5%. And then we emailed a couple more times. It's one of my clients, and then I'm back to her and I went, it's 1%. And afterwards I thought to myself, isn't that interesting? Like I pushed it and I pushed it until it actually shut down. And you know what? Unfortunately, when we don't pay attention to our own operating rhythms, to our own energy, and we don't respect it, we do, at some stage, we will shut down, which is what burnout and hitting the wall is all about. So respect yourself like you do your mobile phone. Charge it up when it needs to. You know, it's so funny the way people react when their mobile phones run out. And the way I reacted yesterday, you know, we'll do anything to be able to plug it in. You know, I was looking for a plug-in at the train station yesterday just to get a little bit of juice in my mobile phone to get me 5 minutes to the place that I was delivering training at. Like, if we paid that much attention to juicing up ourselves and to putting the energy back into us, hey, we wouldn't be feeling exhausted and burnt out all the time. Okay, so today we have talked about respecting your energy. We've talked about how you do it, around listening to yourself, about being kind to yourself, about taking time for you, about remembering that, you know, we have an energy run out button just like our mobile phones do, although for us it doesn't tell us what the percentage is. So you need to respect your energy and listen to your energy, because we don't have that percentage button of what your energy is left like a mobile phone does. And what can you do next? Well, to start with, head over to my website and check out the resources. So if you put your name and email address in, then you'll get delivered today, like straight away, like a 40-page report on the 4 behaviors. And that's going to help you to be able to tune into your own energy a bit more and the energy types of others, so that you can communicate better, be more productive, understand the way you tick and the way other people tick, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's going to help you understand a bit more about respecting your own energy. And that's it. So head over to my website, get the free report, and let me know how this resonates with you and what you're actually going to do to start respecting your energy even more. Have an amazing day, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye.